All right, this is recording 734, listen next 734. My name is Christina Stacia. You can find me at christinastacia918.com. You can get links to all of my audio there, including on Spotify, YouTube. So this recording is going to be more historical decode, as I'm going back in time and I'm showing you how she stalked me all of my life and how she planned to do the World Trade Center attack and all of her future terrorism she has planned. And then this is going to go all the way back to the beginning of time. So this one is going to revolve around time. And I've decoded so much on time, it's insane. But anyway, so where to start here is, okay. So let me see here. First, let me do this first small bit of decode of ciphers that Gene created and used in planning to do the World Trade Center attack and also Benghazi. And then I'm going to get to the time decode. So you're going to see all 101 code. Remember I told you about her 101 club? Okay, so you're going to see all 101 code. So Pongo, okay, Pongo is a dog in 101 Dalmatians. And Pongo goes also to my pogo stick when I was in grade school. So she's using the pogo stick also. So you all see all decode around pogo stick, where it was piss off, go to hell. When I was little, she wrote all these demonic ciphers about me being able to like pogo stick for like 200 jumps. Oh my God, she even did that too. The pogo stick and then jumping and then future 9/11. So she's making a reference to, she's probably saying I'm going to like, in the future, I'm going to like die or be attacked 100,000 different ways for every person that she killed when she did the World Trade Center attack. She's demonic. Jean is a Satanist. And she planned to do the World Trade Center attack. And she writes all these demonic crypt ciphers, and then she plans and executes her terrorism. And then because I'm her sacrifice, she will not let go of me. She's running a whole fake movement right now, which, as you guys know, is her major financial funder. Mudslinging with lies, getting people upset, and then conning them out of money, and pretending to be the savior. But if you can't smell that that's a fucking occult leader doing that, I mean, something's wrong there. But anyway, I mean, I've been having these recordings and I've been making reports now for years. So, I mean, there's like no excuses now to not know what she's up to. Anyway, so, and then the pogo stick, and then also the stick goes to also see all code around stick and pick up sticks and everything else that goes to 9/11 from my childhood. In grade school, she used that as a theme in doing a World Trade Center attack. So inside Pongo also is Ponzi, okay? So she's running a Ponzi. Okay, you're going to see all decode on that. Then also pony up, she uses that. And then what is the phrase that everybody uses? Pony up the dough. And then you're going to see all code on dough. And she's using DOE, like as in baby deer. Then also in Pongo and Ponzi, so I'm breaking this all down, what she did is also Benghazi. So, because it would be Benghazi and then Benghazi. So she's using that too, and then that would go to Bengal Tigers. And as you guys know, Bengal Tigers was the mascot, or they still are the mascot, of Globe High School in Globe, Arizona. I went there when I was in grade school. I was born in 71. I went to grade school in Globe, Arizona, but at the bottom of my street was Globe High School, and that was their mascot. And then also in that is Bone to Pick, and then also Spoon, Wooden Spoon. You're going to see all code Wooden Spoon. Which you guys know what she did. I don't even need to bring it up again. 2 months old, and then Wooden Spoon at 4 months old. Then, which that would again also go to Pencil. People are trying to see if windowsill, that's what she's using there. And then Betty Crocker, and then that goes to the spoon also goes to Betty Crocker, which also is another set of ciphers that I decoded, where she planned to kill John F. Kennedy Jr. and Marilyn Monroe. So, and around this time frame, she had also planned to kill or killed. I have to go back and look at the dates. I decoded it everywhere. She killed Robert Kennedy Jr. There's 2 Robert Kennedy Jr.'s. She killed the first one. She killed a lot of Kennedys, but I'm specifically speaking about the first Robert Kennedy Jr. So, okay, so now I'm moving ahead to time. So, I was at work one day last week, and the prettiest wallpaper came up, and all the wallpaper she puts on, and she does it through the corporation, and I don't know if they should know that she's doing it at this point, but she controls like the wallpaper. It's the Bing wallpaper of the day. She controls the wallpaper that goes up, and everything she does with it is just like, it's just evil. Like, she's bragging about what she got the heck away with. And she's painting herself as like the glorious, she's a leader of Charles Manson. So she's obviously got people under threat, or people are just like, just make Jean happy. Let her do what the hell she wants. She's going to be arrested anyway. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, so she knew I was going to fall in love with this wallpaper when I saw it. But anyway, I'm like, look at the wallpaper, and I'm like, forgetting what Jean is doing. And then I'm like studying the wallpaper, and I'm like, oh my God. So she wasn't expecting her people on, because it's like her at the core, and then her people like downstream, they don't know everything that Jean has done. Okay. They don't know. They believe all of Jean's lies, and they do everything Jean says. So they don't know everything. Like, they don't know that she's evil. They do know that she's evil, but they don't know how evil she is. And all they do is just worship her, worship her, worship her. So anyway, people downstream were like freaking out and getting pissed because they didn't think that I would figure out the clock. They think that it's something of like theirs, and like, I don't know what she fed him. She fed him a bunch of fed him a bunch of crap is what she did. And so they were like, the clock is theirs. And then they were like, got mad, and they don't understand that she has stalked me my entire life and has committed all this terrorism, and she's manipulating and conning people. So they like got really pissed and like threw a fit over the clock. So anyway, so this clock, and they didn't know that it was German. They just knew it was a clock. They didn't know that it was German even. So anyway, it was a picture of a German astronomical table clock, or a world time calendar clock. Okay. So on the clock was like, I knew it was German instantly when I saw it, and I could tell by the letters, the Roman numerals. I was like, this is insane. So of course she's using something that is German, and this clock is like, it's gorgeous. So I'm like looking at it, I'm like seeing what she did within it, and she keeps trying to like pull my eyes to the Roman numerals on it, because she's want me to like decode the Roman numerals, because she knows I know how to decode like everything, like anything, everything. And so what she wants to do is she wants to like push me into decoding the Roman numerals in my mind, and then she wants to sit there at the other end and like steal it and go put on a show for whoever she's trying to hustle. So anyway, while she's doing that, pulling my eyes around and like in my brain, like trying to pull my conscience to where she wants what she wants to do. She wants to put on a show and go lie to people. So I'm ignoring her and I'm trying to focus on the layout of the clock and everything that's on the clock. And I'm like, I don't need to focus on Roman numerals. Even if I was going to decode the Roman numerals, I wouldn't be doing it to feed her. I'd just go make another podcast and turn her ass in again. But anyway, so I'm like focused on the layout of the clock. So anyway, the clock has astrological symbols on it, and it's like it's got, I can't explain, it's really, really, really pretty. It's really cool. But anyway, so I'm looking at it and I'm seeing towards the top of the clock is a scorpion. And then towards the bottom is a lamb, okay? And it's got all the symbols on it. So I'm like looking at it and I'm going, oh my gosh. So instantly I want to know what's the degrees. Like I want to know the correlation of the scorpion to the lamb, because you're going to have to CL decode all the way back to the Holy Bible, further forward than decoding time through time, and then all the way into Nostradamus. I couldn't believe it when I saw it in Nostradamus. But anyway, that proves that she is stalking me and my family line, and she wants to sacrifice me. And I'm like, this is like lining this. It doesn't like make a straight line, but like these are like, I'm like, I want to see what the line connection is. Okay. So you can tell that the Scorpio and the Lamb are directly related. So anyway, I'm going to go through what I figured out and what Gene Roberts of Charles Manson has been up to. So planetary or unequal hours are Babylonian hours. And my birthday sits, and this is the crazy part with the Scorpio and the Lamb. My birthday sits right on the numbers 11 and 13. So it's November 13th and the Scorpio and the Lamb. And so I'm going, oh my God. So in a standard 360 degree zodiac wheel, each sign occupies a 30-degree sector. The degrees are calculated starting from the first point of Aries, the Lamb at 0. Zodiac positions in degrees. The Lamb is Aries, covers 0 to 30, and Scorpio covers 210 to 240 degrees, 210 to 240. So on your German clock, if the Lamb is at the 12 o'clock position, Scorpio will be located approximately at the 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock position, depending on whether the clock face is divided into 12 or 24 sections. And what's notable also here with the 8 o'clock, so you know what 8 is. I know you're already picking up on all the numbers, the decoding the numbers. But the 8 o'clock, that was my bedtime when I was little, 8 o'clock. So it's saying like she's using the clock back in time, like you're going to be dead. You're going to be dead in the future. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to sacrifice you. So, and she's using my freaking childhood bedtime at it. So anyway, and then also, and it's 210 degrees, 0 to 30 backwards. Okay, so this is something else I figured out. So the pattern here. So it's 210 degrees, 0 to 30, which is 30 backwards. And then 60, okay, is one rotation. So if you have 30 to make a rotation, that's 60. So then it's 120 backwards again. So it's 210, and then it goes 120. So there's a pattern in the way the numbers are flowing in this. So I can see that with the doubling on the pattern. So on your clock, this creates a symbolic loop of external power versus internal power. So Scorpio at 210 represents the heart of autumn. So when was 9/11? In autumn. So decay, transformation, together they represent the full cycle of energy, how something begins, the lamb, and how it eventually evolves or is reborn, Scorpio. Technical meaning on the dial, if the hand is bridging these two specific points, it often points to a transitional period. In horology, astronomical clocks often use these markers to show the transition from the ascendant, Aries life, to the descendant of the house of death or others' resources, Scorpio. And so I want to stop right there. So I'm going to tell you what others' resources is. So what she plans is, okay, so she writes all these demonic ciphers and she uses everybody's everything she uses any kind of like cipher or table set of any legend of any key and throws it into this big old Charles Manson freaking zodiac freaking soup of ciphers, okay? And so she thinks that I'm not going to be smart enough to figure out, but only smart enough to figure out some of it. Then she steals it from me, pretends to be me, and kills me. What she wants to do. This is real. She really wants to do this. So anyway, but I'm like, no, that's not going to work out for you, Jean. I'll make reports against you until you're arrested. So what she's using is other people's resources in order to try to sacrifice me. And what has she been doing with stolen AI? Using stolen AI since the 70s or late 60s. She's been using other people's resources. She's been stealing from people. So anyway, a specific seasonal shift in the agriculture or liturgical, I don't know how to pronounce this, liturgical calendar used in old Germany. On your German clock, if the hands are pointing to the Scorpio sector, they are effectively pointing to the eighth house energy of transformation, shared legacy, and the deep mysteries of the unknown. Also in this, I can see where she is using plutonium and uranium. So I see her hiding that in here. So you also have Pluto, and then also note 79 is in here, Iran hostage crisis, 1979. And then also notice the second and the eighth house. So she's using the 28. You're going to see all code 28. Traditional and astronomical clocks like the Edgar Hen dome clock, that's something else that's notable. So Edgar K, so Edgar Hen. Okay, so I'm like, all right, so now I want to know how far, because she's making planetary references, so how far is Mars from Earth? So, and this is very significant because, again, remember I told you in grade school, when I went to East Globe, as kids, when we were kids in grade school, one of the little popular things to do amongst us was to get thermometers, the old-fashioned thermometers, and break them open to get the mercury out. And we would put the mercury in our hands and roll it around in the palm of our hands. And it was like we were like little freaking druggies or whatever with the freaking mercury, like, give me that, pass it, because we weren't supposed to have it. And we knew it was poisonous, but we all wanted the mercury in our hand. We wanted to roll it around in our hand. So like any time somebody had a thermometer, everybody was like, give me the mercury. So anyway, so I'm like, okay, so I know this is planetary. So how far is Mars from Earth? So this is really cool here. So 228 million miles Mars is on average, about 140 million miles, 225 million kilometers from Earth. So that tells you again God is real, because how is that even possible? So 225 million kilometers from Earth, but this distance constantly changes due to their elliptical orbits. The distance ranges from approximately 34 million miles, 54.6 million kilometers at the closest approach to 250 million miles at farthest separation. A typical spacecraft journey takes 7 to 9 months, 1979. Some historical German clocks, like those in Munster, so you're going to see Woodstock or Rostock, and then again Woodstock 1969, use an inner scale to track Babylonian hours or planetarian hours. So again, Charles Manson. So, and it goes all the way back to the beginning of time. So in here, this probably also links to Roe versus Wade. You're going to want to see all of my decoded ciphers on Roe versus Wade. So this connects to that also. I'm not even going to go down Roe versus Wade with you, but you can probably already figure it out. Like, I decoded it. You know what she tried to do there. Okay, so 279 minus 210 equals 69. So I would be looking at street addresses of, okay, so that's, okay, I'm trying to see what I'm saying to myself here. I'm going back through my notes. So what I'm saying here is paying attention to the 210 degrees. So not only the 279, any combination of 972 or 729 or any of that, I would also be paying attention to house numbers with 210. As Jean, if she committed murders using house numbers 210 throughout history in cold cases, because that's going to be her committing sacrifices. See, Jean wants to pretend, she wants to steal my identity. She wants to pretend to be the Scorpio child. The whole thing is her trying to steal my identity and silence me and shut me up. Okay, so I would definitely be looking at 210 house numbers. So something else, I'm like, okay, let me go see what else is in 210. So California Penal Code 210, get this. Extortion by posing as a kidnapper. And she's running a major hostage racket, and I turned her in for kidnapping. In California Penal Code Section 210 makes it a felony to pose as a kidnapper to extort money or property from someone. Okay, Schaus Law Group +1, so I don't know what that is. Anyway, definition, it covers anyone who falsely claims to have kidnapped a person or who claims they can secure the release of a kidnapped victim in exchange for ransom or reward. A conviction is a felony punishable by 2, 3, or 4 years in state prison. Key distinction, you can be charged under PC 210 even if an actual kidnapping never took place, as the law focuses on the act of extortion through fear. So I pressed charges against her for kidnapping. And what I tell you, what was told to me, even if she didn't, which I really believe she did, I haven't been able to talk to people in person yet. There's a lot I've got to say what she did. They said even if she didn't, her doing what she did, she can be charged with that. So I can see that here now. So in Tulsa, if you look up 210 in Tulsa, the police code, it's drunk driving and burglary in progress. Jean's her little theme she's had since the 70s. So, okay, so going on more. So 38 equals 2100. 2100 minus 210 is 1890. AHIO. 38 was invented, the 38 pistol was invented in 1898. So again, back on the Betty Crocker, cake, Wesson oil, special spatula, icing, I'm decoding this, icing, ricin, rice cake, castor oil, ECI, ATU, the O is missing. And then also in that is Beatitudes, which is B, D, and S, and then Betty Crocker. And then also this is proving more that she killed Marilyn Monroe. And then ricin derives from Ricinus, communist. And then EUPHORBIACEAE family, also known as castor bean or Palma Christi. So, and then also in this is Leno and Rosemary Bianca. So it proves that she also killed Marilyn Monroe. So that's more evidence there. So that is the end of this recording.